When you think of a millionaire, you may think of different things. You may think of someone who inherited all their money, or perhaps they just got lucky. Perhaps a good chunk, if not all of it, was even inherited from their family. While this may be the case for some people, the majority of millionaires are actually self-made. In fact, according to Ramsey Solutions, 79% of millionaires did not receive any inheritance at all from their parents or other family members. So even though I'm not yet personally a millionaire, there is proof that you can achieve the status if you make the right decisions. So hi, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over 10 billionaire habits that have personally changed my life. If you do enjoy the content in today's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could help me out by giving this video a like and also subscribing to my YouTube channel. Okay, so jumping right into it, the first billionaire habit is to create a budget. In order to do this, you need at least a rough estimate of what you earn after taxes. If your monthly earnings vary because you either work on commission or you're a business owner, then I always recommend rounding your income down. From there, you need to write down all of your expenses. Now, you should have categories for each expense. So, for example, you might have categories for housing, transportation, food, and entertainment. At the end of each month, it's absolutely crucial that you're spending less than what you're taking in. When tallying up all of your expenses, if you're spending the same amount or even more than what you earn, you'll need to make some adjustments. Perhaps you're spending too much on certain categories such as dining out or on clothing. These are categories that you'll need to look at reducing your spending in. By creating a budget and then keeping track of it on a monthly basis, I've been able to accelerate my savings to new levels I never thought possible. The fact is, most people underestimate their total spending, so by creating a budget, it's a great way to keep yourself accountable. This is what brings me to my second millionaire habit, and that's to avoid buying on impulse. I get it. Sometimes you're at the store and you see the perfect piece of clothing, electronic item, or other thing that you just have to have. In these cases, you should ask yourself, do I really need this? If the reason for you coming to the store wasn't to buy the item that you're currently looking at, then in that case, probably not. Unfortunately, this is a trap that a lot of us fall into. We go to the store to buy something that we actually need, such as new light bulbs, but once we walk into the store, we see that they have a 75-inch TV on sale. So, of course, we then picture how great the TV would look in our living room and try to convince ourselves of all the reasons we would need to have it. Next time this happens, don't buy the item and instead go home, think it over for a week, look over your budget, and if after a week you still decide that you really need the TV and it fits in your budget, go for it. Most of the time, after thinking these things over, we come to the logical decision that we don't really need whatever item we were just thinking of buying. By avoiding buying on impulse, we save ourselves a lot of money at the end of each year. Okay, so the third millionaire habit on today's list is that once you get paid, before touching any of it, immediately put the money either in savings or invest it. This helps you remain sort of a poor mindset. If you see that you don't have any money in your checking account, you'll be much less likely to go out of your way and spend on things that you don't really need. Plus, most millionaires don't actually have $1 million sitting in their checking account. Usually, their net worth totals $1 million, but it's all tied up in investments or real estate. This is why it's so important to let your money work for you by, instead of keeping all of your money in your checking account, instead invest it on a continued basis. Most investment platforms, such as Fidelity, allow for you to set up automatic investments, where at the beginning or end of each month, you have a certain amount of money transferred from your bank account right into your portfolio. Speaking of investing, if you would like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull with a combined value up to $2,300, make sure to sign up using my link in the description box below. Once you open your account, you'll receive 1 free stock. Then, if you deposit at least $100, Webull will send you the second stock, this one being valued up to $2,000. Okay, so now we're going to move right along to our fourth millionaire habit, and that's to avoid trying to time the market and also to never panic sell. It doesn't matter how costly analysts say the stock market is, or even if they say that it's going to crash. The fact is, every single year, people say the market is going to crash and that the sky is falling, but they're hardly ever right. When you wait for the market to crash or to buy in at a cheaper price, you could end up missing out on a ton of potential gains. Instead of timing the market, you should invest a certain amount each month. That way, you can dollar cost average yourself in, and even if the market does go down, continue to buy even more. Also, if and when the market does crash again, do not panic sell. Case studies have shown over and over again that people who continue holding and buying more fare much better in the market than those who panic sell once the market begins going down. This is what also brings us to our fifth millionaire habit, and that's to keep things simple by investing in an index fund that tracks the S&P 500. Example of these includes SPY or VOO, where basically instead of investing all of your money into one company, it's being spread out into hundreds of the biggest companies. This way, if one company performs poorly, you won't have all of your eggs in one basket. And sure, you could always pick individual stocks by yourself, but most of the time, a good index fund will outperform stock pickers. Okay, so now it's time for the sixth millionaire habit on our list for today, this one being to develop multiple streams of income. According to research, most millionaires have around 7 streams of income. So not only do they have their day job or business, but they also receive income from dividends, rents from real estate, capital gains, side hustles, etc. Now, you don't necessarily need all these streams of income in order to become wealthy, but the more streams of income that you do have will certainly set yourself up for a better chance of success. Let's say that you have 3 streams of income, with each stream earning you approximately $25,000 per year. In total, this would amount to $75,000. Now let's say one of those streams goes away. Under normal circumstances, it could be an absolute disaster if that was your only stream of income. However, in this case, even if one stream goes away, you would still have 2 other streams helping you get by. Alright, so now it's time to move on to the 7th millionaire habit, and that's to avoid bad debt. By bad debt, I mean things like high interest credit card debt and expensive car loans. From month to month, year to year, if you're constantly paying interest towards your credit card, it'll seem like you're running a race that you just can't win. The hundreds and thousands of dollars that you're paying towards interest instead could be invested into the stock market or to buy real estate. And true, you also pay interest when buying a home, but the difference between buying a home and buying a car is that a home most likely will only go up in value, whereas a car will only go down in value. This is why the first habit on today's list in setting up a budget is so important. With a sound budget, you should be able to avoid going into any debt. And if there's certain debt that's just unavoidable, such as student loan debt, try to pay that down as quickly as you possibly can. Once you free yourself from debt, you'll have a much clearer path to building wealth. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the 8th millionaire habit on our list, which is a bit different, and that's to stop caring about what people think. In today's world, it's quite easy to get caught up in trying to impress others. If your coworker gets the latest and greatest expensive sports car, you'll also feel the need to match them. If your friends are always buying new expensive outfits, sometimes we just feel the need to blend in. This is a trap that many of us fall into, where they try so hard to impress others that they spend so much more or even go into debt to do it. Now, I'm not saying to never buy new clothes or nice things, but try to avoid falling into the trap of buying luxurious items for the sole purpose of impressing others. This sort of leads me into the 9th habit on today's list, and that's to surround yourself with people that you want to be most like. You probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. In many cases, this is true. If you constantly find yourself surrounded by negative people, guess what? You'll most likely start getting those same negative thoughts. Now, I'm certainly not advocating removing every friend and family member that you consider to be a negative person from your life, but it may be a good idea to limit time around those people. You would be surprised by how much better you'll feel when you remove the negativity from your life and you're surrounded only by positive and uplifting friends. Feeling good and your mental health is a huge key when trying to generate wealth and a good life. This is what takes us to our last millionaire habit on today's list, and that's to exercise at least 3 to 4 times per week. For me, exercise is a crucial element to my overall health and well-being. Some days you find yourself waking up sluggish and perhaps you're just not in the best mood. On those days, you would be surprised just how good of a boost working out can give you. It's much more difficult to be productive when you're feeling slow and sluggish, and because of that, I like to start my days out with a good workout. Personally, I'm a huge fan of weight training, but anything that gets you active is certainly better than nothing at all. So that wraps up my list for the 10 millionaire habits that have changed my life. I do hope that this video was helpful and informative, and if it was, I would greatly appreciate it if you could take just a second out of your day to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also ring the notification bell. By doing so, you'll be the very first to know when I do upload a new video. Again, thank you so much for your support, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.